All right, good morning. Special guest, Shmuley Weissfish, all the way from Manchester. I forgot how old he is. How old is he? 12? Somebody remember his age? You're not going to believe this. Today is 49 days in the Omer. Hayoim Tisha V'Arbaim Yoim Shein Shiva Shavuos V'Omer. Mazel Tov. And for that, I made a big one, especially for you, Nechanya. It's large. Shalom Aleichem, Daniel. All right. So I don't know how many people made it through the whole thing, and I said yesterday, no, how many new people? So listen to this. First of all, here's an email, anonymous. You wanted some feedback about Sphira. You should know that the only way I managed to say Sphira was because of MDY. Even the first night I would have missed if not for MDY. I guess he didn't go to me that night. It's hard for me to miss it now after getting a message from MDY chat, the status from MDY, Yeshua and Yosef. Thank you. Listen to this one. Daniel Landau. He was a part of the group that came yesterday. I had a shmooze with him yesterday. Amazing. Rav Eli just wanted to thank you. He didn't tell me this stuff. For having the sphere reminder sent out. For the first time ever, I have completed counting the Omer in full. Wow. The first time ever. So that makes me feel good because I wasn't getting any feedback. I wasn't sure. Is this thing working? Do people actually care? Not care?
Not only that, it's a corona stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
People are at home, they don't have time.
People are at home, so it's not this. Oh, so now you're taking away from my excitement. He's saying people are at home, they're davening in minyanim, everything's great.
Me personally, it's the first
How you doing?
next day.
I know you're from Zoom more than anything. What?
It was amazing to be back.
It's unbelievable. Keep up the amazing work, and it helped you also, Hillel. Keep up the amazing work, and may we all continue sharing milestones of learning Torah and doing mitzvahs together. Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, Kol Tov, Daniel Landau, whose baby needs refuah shlema. Everybody knows, we were saying to him for his baby. What's the name again? The Dina, something, not the baby's Dina, but his baby has a genetic, Ashkenazi genetic disorder, but she's taking it with a lot of bitachon. Amazing. Firstly, I just want to wish everyone a mazel tov on the return to Beis Medrash, your home, and hope you never have to leave it again in the future. This is how long this email is, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. The title of the first picture is last week, as my wife and I were, and still are, in chalat. I see this word everywhere, but I don't even know what it means. It means like chufsha lelo tashlum. You don't get paid when you're on vacation, and kids didn't have school. We decided to spend a few days by the Kinneret. Still, it's all about the Yomi. The title of the second picture is, I love to learn every part of the shir, Be'iyun Mamish. Okay, so to explain. He's learning the shir, Be'iyun Mamish. This is the yeshivish guy with the white shirt. What does he have right next to him? You guys see? It's the pigeon free. So I got a few emails. What is this product you talked about? So here it is, pigeon free. He's learning the sugya Be'iyun Mamish, the sugya of pigeon free. Be'iyun Mamish, with the video, with the Gemara Be'iyun Mamish. Here he is by the Kinneret. I love this guy, Issi Ben Zaken that's your friend. Yossi's here. Issi, Yossi's here. The guy that looks like my twin. So what else does he say here? Be'iyun Mamish. Now there's another, what's funny is that the next email is also Be'iyun Mamish. So I had birds doing their business all over my porch. I didn't know what to do. Someone recommended this product, so I bought it and put it on the roof, and Viola. No more bird droppings anywhere. I do have to refresh it after every rainy season, but that's a small price to pay. Please continue recommending products that you know are good for everything. Okay, and then a long mail. It also, I really appreciate the time you spent on preparing all the learning and the charts, etc. that you minute in order that it should be all clear as possible. Thanks again for everything, and thanks to everyone that makes it happen in the background. Tell Gary Ben Moshe that his brother-in-law Natan sends regards. Oh, and also send my regards to Yisachar Bram. We actually figured out that we're in the same class in school in Miami many years ago. Looking forward to seeing you sometime in the near future. He came to the Siyum. If not a share, then see him Shabbos B'ez Hashem. Issi Ben Zaken. P.S. If you need a rep in Yerushalayim, I'm happy to be one. Unless, of course, Daddy Kornbluth is. In which case, he obviously takes precedent. No, we'll have a few. Rabbi Isai, listen to this. Our good friend, Shalom Harry, sent me this box last night. It's heavy. The main guys, sorry, you're not in it, Menachem. A bottle of wine for Gary Ben Moshe, for Noam Fix, Avi Kamiansky, Yosef Biliak, and a note. And each one comes with a note, and Yeshua Aaron Price, and for Eli Stefansky, Forrest Yatir, and for my son-in-law, wow, Castell, 25-year-old Castell. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. It's a 2016. But it's these are so he sent in 1 week. He sent the coffee that my wife really likes and the wine that she really likes. And these are two things that I sit down and two things that I could agree with her: the wine and the coffee. So he's mechaven to both. Yishkoyach, Harry Shalom, tremendous Yishkoyach. And now, finally, for the last one, today's shir is sponsored by David Steinlau. I believe that's how you pronounce it. In memory of his father, Avram Shlomo ben Yosef, whose yahrzeit is today. The neshama should have an aliyah. Now, another one we got to move. Hi, Reb Yosef and Reb Eli. See, Yosef started getting a Rebs. He started Michal Hachev. I'm sponsoring the shir for the refuah of my daughter, Hadara Sora Bas Pesaleya. You guys know where this is. He's the most famous sponsor. His name is Kalman. Do not call him Ken. Chas v'sholom to call him Ken. His name is Kalman from the Five Towns, from Hewlett. In the merit, in the schus of his father, Menachem Mendel ben Simcha, the Holocaust survivor, Israel war hero. Want to wish you in the ganze Chabura, he's becoming yeshivish. Ganze Chabura Chag Sameach. I also want you to know that you're not the only one that has made changes. Please see attached my new base measure in my house. This is version 1.0. Thanks to Hashem, this version is Shir, my wife, Orlean, who really put everything together. I cannot even hang up a picture of my own, and took this picture. I hope my wife lets me get a big screen TV to replace the mirror in version 2. Learning with my favorite Chavrusa, Rebelli, is truly the most important part of my day. It comes with a picture, Rabbi Sai. Don't send me pictures if you have things in the background that you don't want me to see. And in my base measures, which was ready and was used, not so coincidentally, the same day that you moved into your new base measures, that was also my first day of learning here. By the way, I wanted to mention how much I love this particular daf and the words of Chizuk that you said during daf 77. My wife and kids are running away from me as I kept talking about it for days, LOL. While not every daf may have as entertaining personally and meaningful to me as that one, I absolutely do learn something every day, and your shir is the highlight of the day. Thank you again, Chag Sameach again. Regards, Kalman. Yishkoyach Kalman for sponsoring. Now check this out. Here's his new base measures. I just wanted to point out a few very interesting things in the picture here. If you look closely, you'll see that he's also learning the Shir Be'iyun. What does he have right over here in the circle? He has a Bastella Cafe. He has it's full to the top. The other thing I noticed here, that on this black chair, there's a cat sleeping right in front of him. And you can see there's the water thing right over here. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on here. And he has a nice stender going on here with a Gemara, so you can stand up and learn. And Bekitzer, this, by the way, this is a great setup. I have the exact same setup with these lights on the stender, but I haven't used it in months, I have to admit. When I was doing major chazars, I was doing it on the treadmill. Great way to learn while you're on the treadmill. Halavai should be able to zoich to go weiter with it. Zok the Hela Gemara, I think we got everything, yeah? We could put this over here. Shkoya. Thank you, Harry Shalom. Sponsor probably in there somewhere. I don't have a big one for Ken, but Ken, you just pull one out from the pile. We're holding Daf Pei Beis Amud Beis. Made a little chart to help us through the sugya. There are 3 stages here in the sugya of Tumah, going from the easiest to the hardest. Maga. Every Tumah, if you touch it, you become tummy. Masa. What's masa? This is masa. Masa means if you carry the Tumah in the sack, you have an avodah zara, you become tummy. You're not touching the avodah zara because there's a sack around it, but you're carrying it. You're not maga. If you touch the avodah zara, of course you become tummy. That's the lowest of the low. That's the easiest of the easy. To say that you're tummy b'masa, that you carried it without touching it, that's a big chiddush. What's even a bigger chiddush than masa? Even misama. So I had to redo that one. By the way, this is in Norway. This is 3,000 feet above the ground. A stone got stuck between 2 mountains. A boulder got wedged in there, and people, very normal people, climb up for hours and they jump on it and they propose. And I had to find a nice clean picture. This is not 100% because he's not really touching it yet. Maybe he doesn't have to. I'm not going to go into it. But what's the halacha of Ev Mesama? If this guy is a Zav or he happens to be a Nida and he's on top of the stone, the Tumah goes through the stone, hits the Kli on the bottom and makes the Kli Tameh. Unbelievable halacha of Tumah. Crazy halacha, Chiddush. Even though the stone is not Mekabel Tumah, it could penetrate the stone, go right through the stone, Ev Mesama. Where do we find this halacha? By a Nida. Does it apply to Avodah Zarah? That's a machlokes. So yesterday, what we had is Rabbah. We had the Shita of Rabbah. Today we're going to discuss the Shita of Rebbe Lazar. Rabbah says that according to Rebbe Kiva, Avodah Zarah, we're talking about Avodah Zarah is Tamei be'Ev Mesama. So if I were to put the Avodah Zarah like we had yesterday, if this guy was a piece of Avodah Zarah, according to Rebbe Kiva, this pot would become Tamei.
He was yesterday.
He was an Avodah Zarah yesterday. Yeah. Charata.
Ground or even through the ground to the other side of the world?
What?
Down just to the ground or continues to the other side of the world?
Other side of the world? Nah, I guess to the ground, let's say. So, Evan Mesam. According to Rikiva, Evan Mesam is Tamei. If Evan Mesam is Tamei, then of course, if Avodah Zarah is Metam Evan Mesam, then of course Metam B'masa, right? If something's Metam B'masa, of course it's Metam B'maga. Mag is on the bottom. That's the easiest. So Rikiva says these two by Avodah Zarah. Chacham say these two. Masa, only Masa, not Evan Mesam and Maga. Today, we're going to learn the second Shita, Rebbe Lazar. He slides everything down. He says, no, there is no Evan Mesama by Avodah Zarah. Avodah Zarah is not Tamei with Evan Mesama, only Nida is. Where's the machlokes? By Masa. Could Avodah Zarah be Metama when the guy carries it on his shoulder like this? This is the machlokes, right? Or this case, the middle case. Rebbe Kiva says, yes, it's Tamei. And Rebbe Lazar says, and Chacham say, no, it's not Tamei. Only the easiest of the easy. If you touch Avodah Zarah physically, then you become Tamei. But if you carry Avodah Zarah, you're not Tamei. We're holding 8 lines from the bottom. Rebbe Lazar, Omar. And Rebbe Lazar says, everybody agrees. No. Not like we said before in Rabbah, the Rebbe Kiva holds that Evan Mesama by Avodah Zarah. There is no Evan Mesama. There is no Tumah that penetrates stones when it comes to Avodah Zarah. There's no machlokes, no Tumah. The whole machlokes is in the middle. This guy carrying. Rebbe Kiva Sovar Kenida. Rebbe Kiva says, like a Nida, that Avodah Zarah is Metama. Mani de Metama b'maso, Avodah Zarah Metama b'maso. Avodah Zarah also. Rabbanon Tzavri Kesheretz. Masher is Metama b'maso. Avodah Zarah Metama b'maso. So, Rabbanon say, no, we have to learn Avodah Zarah from Sheretz. Now, Rebbe Kiva also admits we're going to learn Avodah Zarah from Sheretz, but for other things. And what do you learn from Sheretz? Sheretz, there's no Masa on Sheretz. There's only Mago. So that's why Avodah Zarah only has Mago. No, so but at the end of the day there is a hekesh between Avodah Zarah and Sheretz. So what does he learn from it? To tell us that a kli that held Avodah Zarah is not metam b'masa, only the lightest of the light b'maga. If I'm not going to learn masa, the concept of carrying tumah in Avodah Zarah, so what good does nida do for me if I have a hekesh? Ma nida ena le'ivarim, as we had yesterday. Anida Rahman al-Islam, her fingers chopped off in the door, as Yossi told me yesterday. Or her leg is amputated, car accident. And she's a nida. The nida tumah disappears. A new tumah comes on instead, called Eivir Menachai. We know you have to bury the leg, you have to bury the finger. Until you do so, it is, or even after, it's metama be'eivir menachai. What does that mean? Anything in the room with that leg, tamei, tumasoyel, masa. If I carry the leg in a coffin, tamei, mago, of course. What disappears because it was chopped off? Even misama. A nida is metama be'even misama. If she's on top of the rock, Anything under the rock is tamei, but since it was chopped off, no more tuma. So, Rabbanan learned from that hekesh, the same will apply to Avodah Zarah. If I have an Avodah Zarah made out of Lego, it comes apart and out, and I take off of, not like yesterday where I ripped off his arm, because that's not Lego, that doesn't come apart. But in a situation where it could come apart, it's meant to be put together and taken apart for traveling, whatever, and I take off the arm, no tum on the arm. Mani dein levarim, Avodah Zarah levarim. Daf Pei Gimel Omid Aleph. Verbe Kiva, the Mahilcha Seit Kashninido, Lemasa, Lukshel Nevela. Ask the Gemara the question that we had yesterday. At the end of the day, why don't we just compare Avodah Zarah to Nevela? It fits right in. It's exactly like a Nevela. A Nevela, a dead animal, is Metama B'masa, of course, B'mago, but not Eve Misama. So why am I comparing it, Avodah Zarah, to a Nida, and then I have to make exclusions? It's just like a Nida, but not like a Nida. There's no Eve Misama. Just compare it to something that's it's exactly like it. It's exactly like a Nevela. Says the Gemara in Echanami, you're right, you should. Elo, so why is there a comparison to a Nida? Elo Manida in Levarim, Avodah Zarah in Levarim. I want to tell you another halacha that I cannot learn out of a Nevela, and that is that the Tumah doesn't apply to chopped off limbs of Avodah Zarah. Asked the Gemara, we had this yesterday as well, and we're going to have it on today's daf. He asked the question, Avodah Zarah, yesh levarim, ein levarim. He asked the question, is there a concept of Tumah by a chopped off limb of an Avodah Zarah? What's the question? Tisha le'maha. We just said there isn't. Bein l'Rabbanan, bein l'Rab Kiva. Dein le'varim. We just said, according to everybody, there's no Tumah by Evarim. So what's his big question? Says the Gemara, Avcham bar Guya kiraba masni. He's going, not like our Shita now. He's going on yesterday's Shita of Rabbah. That according to Rabbi Kiva, there is a Tumah of Even Misama by Avodah Zarah. There is. And the question was, as we explained yesterday, all the way at the end of yesterday's daf, do I take the Hekesh and I go through and through with the Hekesh according to Rabbi Kiva? I go all the way to the top. I say the Tumah of Avodah Zarah is so strong that even this is Tamei, even Even Misama, thank you. I see Fisher grows. Oh, now I could see people closer. Shkoyach, Danny Fine, I saw you on a very famous video of yours. So, Rabbi Kiva learns a hekesh from Nida that I do this. I go all the way to the top, I give it the worst tumah. The question is, do I use that same hekesh and make a kula out of it? To make a chumrah, fine. What about to make a kula and say that if the hand of Avodah Zarah got chopped off, it's a piece of Lego that came apart, that does not have tumah. That's a kula shebekula. Maybe I don't use the hekesh for that. That was Reb Choma's question in Rabbi Shita. Ubayla live in the Rekiva. Fine. Meisvei Avodah Zarah k'sheretz. It says in the Brisa that Avodah Zarah has halacha like a sheretz. What's the halacha by sheretz? Sheretz is metama b'mago if I touch it. Umisham sheo k'sheretz. And the kli that holds the Avodah Zarah is like a sheretz. Only by touching it you become tamei. By the way, if we just stop here, the Ritva points out, to explain later on the Gemara, very nice, that why didn't the Brisa just say Avodah Zarah umisham sheo k'sheretz? Save a word. Say Avodah Zarah and the kli that holds Avodah Zarah is like a sheretz. It says Avodah Zarah is like a sheretz, and the kli that holds Avodah Zarah is like a sheretz. There seems to be a little extra here, and that explains a little bit better the teres of the Gemara. Rabbi Kiva Omer Avodah Zarah k'nido umisham sheo k'sheretz. Says Rabbi Kiva, no. When it comes to a sheretz, Avodah Zarah is like a nido. So, the metam b'masa. And its kli is like a sheretz. Says the Gemara Bishlam Rabbi Lazar Nicha. This fits in great according to this shita. There Rabbi Kiva says that it's like a sheretz. But there's no Eva Misama. Ela Rabba Kashya. According to Rabba, that Avodah Zarah is so strong that there's even Avodah Mesama? How does it fit into this brisa? Omalach Rabba, mi alimim emasnisim. You asking me a question from a brisa. If already, ask me from the mission that we had yesterday from Avodah Zarah, the Ktani. Eitzav avon v'afar of mitam kisheretz. We had that whole case where a Jew built a wall, and all of a sudden a guy grabbed his wall, made it into part of his house, made that wall Avodah Zarah. He's mishamish the wall. He made the wall physically Avodah Zarah, and the wall falls down. He's not allowed to rebuild the wall. What does he do with the stones? The stones are like a sheretz. And we asked, and yesterday we explained, what does it mean that it's like a sheretz? That it's metama b'masa, but it's just not as strong as a sheretz to the point where it's not metama the top tuma of even misama. So you have to play around with the words a little bit. It doesn't mean literally like a sheretz. It means that it's not as strong as a nida. Nida would be metama even misama. No, it's like a sheretz. It doesn't have tumas even misama. So if so, in this brisa, you also have to play around with the words a little bit. The lemetame bev misama. When it means over here that's like a sheretz, it could also fit into Rabbah and say that it's not metama bev misama. Says the Gemara, Meisvei, what about this brisa? Nochi v'nachris. So we have to remember these words because we're going to discuss these words a lot. Nochi v'nachris. A goya and a goya. So if you read the brisa right now, before the Gemara fixes this, the Gemara is going to say that this is a brisa meshubash. It needs a lot of help in fixing. But there's four things in a row. There's a goy, a goya, avodah zarah, and the kelim of avodah zarah. And what does it say about all these four things? Hein v'loy heseitan. The Gemara understands these words to mean hein. If you touch the goy, you become tamei. A guy is tamei. Avodah zarah is tamei. The kli of avodah zarah is tamei. Hein is referring to maga. V'lo Satan heset over here is referring to masa. There is no masa. There's no carrying, becoming tamei if you lift up a piece of avodah zarah. So this picture is wrong according to this brisa. There is no masa. I can't carry avodah zarah in a sack and be tamei. Look, it says mefurish. Nachir v'nachris. Avodah zarah, u'mishamshel, hein, they themselves are tamei. If you how is it possible that you're telling me that a guy is not metama if you lift him up? Metanya, it says by the pasuk of Azav, daber el bnei Yisrael, bnei Yisrael metama b'ziva. A Jew is mitama, he becomes a zav. They don't have the halacha of ziva. Aval gozra aleim, but there's a gzera. Shiyuk is zav and chodivrim, right? We learned it. There's ziva by a guy from what age? From 9 years old or 3 years old, boy, girl. Why? Mishkav zachar, the whole thing. So we have a problem. The brisa says there's no tumah. Tumazav. And we know for a fact there is a Tumazav. Chacham or Gaiz. Hagan doesn't bring in the Bryce anything about the Gzera of Chachamim. So therefore, I need to stick in my own pshat. And once I stick in my own pshat, everything is going to make sense. To me. And you stick in your own pshat. Everybody else thinking, Rabbi will explain it his way, and Rabbi Lazar will explain it his way. El Rabbi Mataris Tamei. You have to explain like this. Nochri ben Nochris, stop. We're not going to go weiter to Avodah Zarah and Misham Shem. Nochri ben Nochris, one halacha. There's a halacha about a goy. Hein ve'seiton ve'evem misama shalem. And once you're at it, just stick in another 2 words. Evem misama. They are metama. Avodah zarah he ve'heseita. Avalo evem misama shalem. Okay. So yes, in fact, there is hesed. If you carry a goy, you become tamei. And there's the evem misama. If a goy stands. A guy is like a zav. So if a guy stands on the stone, the tumah goes right through the stone. Avodah zarah is different. He ve'heseita. Avalo evem misama shalom. There's no halacha of evem misama. Okay, so he sticks in a bunch of extra words, and great, it works for him. Why? Why could he do that? Because the whole brisa is meshubash. Rabbi Kiva Omer, Avodah Zarah, he v'seita v'ev misama shelo, and Rabbi Kiva argues and says, no, Avodah Zarah does have the concept of ev misama, is mitamo. Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi said, don't worry, we're getting to them this figure very soon. And believe it or not, I forgot to mention the schedule on Shavuos. But what's very interesting is that as soon as Shavuos is over, there's a 3-day sugya of Shavuos about Matan Torah, Kabbalah's Torah, the whole thing. And there are Maggid Shurim in the world that skip forward. They were learning for the last 2 days Shavuos, and I don't believe that much in it. I'm of the belief, and I spoke to the guys here in the shir, and they agree. We're consistent. Every day a daf. Some guys, maybe those Maggid Shurim also, they learn on Friday 2 daf. One for Friday, one for Shabbos. We don't do that. Every day we learn a daf, and every day the daf that's in the cycle. Why HaKadosh Baruch Hu did it? HaKadosh Baruch Hu did it exactly like that. It should be like that. We're going to learn about Shavuos after Shavuos. Once the excitement is gone, we're going to learn about Shavuos. What is the schedule on Shavuos? Tonight, which is really tomorrow, it's after Shkia and after Chatzos, 2 o'clock a.m., right here in the Beis Medrash, Daf Pei Daled. In other words, tomorrow's Daf. We're not anticipating a whole lot of people, so there's no groups, you can come, show up, people live far away, so we're hoping nobody shows up. Motzei Shabbos, this is going to be Zoom, and we're going to do at 9:30, push it off 10 minutes because of the clock, nothing to do with anything. 9:30, we're starting Daf Pei Hey. That's Shabbos' Daf, like a regular Motzei Shabbos. Whoever wants to stick around, after about 45 minutes, we're going to shut off YouTube and restart it and start a whole new shir called Daf Pei Daled. So whoever misses Daf Pei Daled at 2 a.m. can make it up on Motzei Shabbos at about 10:15ish. Okay, if you want. So it's going to go in order. We're doing in order. Pei Daled, Pei Hey, and then a Chazor on Pei Daled. Basically, for anybody that missed it in America, if you weren't here, so it's your fault anyways, you should be here at 2 a.m. So you don't really get. There was some discussion. Some wanted Pei Hey to be after Pei Daled. It should go in order. Whatever. This is what we decided at the end, and that's the schedule. Anything else I need to?
You're speaking. You should remind everyone about making Erev.
About what?
Making Erev Tashilin.
Erev Tavshilin. Okay. There's community announcements. We help people. Erev Tavshilin. You could also buy pigeon gan at your local department store. Chalas. Don't forget to buy challah with the cinnamon on top. Anything else that we need to announce? What? Because we do have a lot of time. We have 15 minutes and we're not on. Is the Erev up this week? There'll be light refreshments tonight, but don't tell the people in the shul, they're not supposed to be eating here. Says the Gemara. You go over there, there's food next door. There's going to be shurim in this Beis Medrash without food, besides for our share, because we own the building, so we can do whatever we want. So there is going to be food for us. But not the spread that we had in Chicago. In Chicago, there's shalt, ribs, ribeye, stuffed cabbage, pizza. Yes, there's a milchik section, there's a flay section. Over here, it's ruglach, and 2 types of ruglach. They have the cinnamon and the chocolate version. Not a week old, a couple of days old, not a big deal. Shine. Okay. Now, once you're taking this brayso, so you're putting it in your own words, you can fix it up according to Rabbi Elazar as well. Now, again, Rabbi Elazar holds that everything slides down. So, a goy and a goya, they touch, they lift, and they make tumah, just like we said before, with the Eved Misam. Avodah Zarah hi v'lo yaseita. There is no Heses by Avodah Zarah. There's no Masa. There's no. Fine. According to Chachamim, right? Because Chachamim move down over here. Chachamim are all the way on the bottom according to Rabbi Elazar. They only say this touching. No Heses, nothing. Oh. Rabbi Kiva Omer, Avodah Zarah, hi v'heseita. And Rabbi Kiva just goes up 1. Forget about Eved Misama. According to Rabbi Elazar, there's no Eved Misama, but there is one more called Heses. Mascular of Ashi. Now, he just doesn't like the words of the Bryce. If you go back, by me it's by the first wide line. It says, Hein v'lo heseitan. Them and not So we explained it. Hein means them, if you touch it. V'heseitan means if they lift it. V'lo yeseitan. So if you lift Avodah Zarah, not. As for Rav Ashi, how does it fit into the words? My hein, how does it fit in? If, put it this way, if something is so tummy that it could create tumah when you touch it, so certainly if you touch it itself. So what is hein v'loy heseita? You don't need the word hein, it's extra. Say it's matama b'masa or not matama b'masa, and then I know automatically that it itself is tummy. Yeah? How could Avodah Zarah be matama something or somebody that carries it if it itself is not tummy? If I carry Avodah Zarah in a sack, I become tummy. So doesn't that tell you automatically that the Avodah Zarah itself is tummy, and if I touch it, I become tummy? If I carry it, I become tummy, so certainly it itself is tummy. So why do I need the word hein? Therefore, Rav Ashi says a whole new pshat in the word hein. He introduces a new concept maybe that we didn't have in a long time. It goes like this. We were talking up until now that this dude was carrying Avodah Zarah, so this guy becomes tummy. By me carrying Avodah Zarah, I become tummy. He's saying now a whole new pshat. The real hesed in all of Geshas is not that. Hesed means for somebody that's tummy to move something. So what happens? And here's a huge chiddush. I'll give you an unbelievable example, a major chiddush. Let's say this is made out of earthenware. If I touch it all day long, I cannot make this tummy. The only way kli cheres becomes tummy is if I go inside of it, in its ear space. Yet, there's a major chiddush called hesed, that if I'm a zav and I move it, forget about me moving it, but even if I move it this way, I move my whole table and it moves, all of a sudden this kli cheres becomes tummy. Major chiddush. I can't even touch it and make it tummy, but by hesed I make it tummy. Oh? Right? Because that same zav, if it's not moving at all, he goes like this, touches the outside, just rubs it, nothing. But by moving it, all of a sudden, okay, so that's a new hesed. That means the person that's tummy moves it, makes the object tummy. And until now we're talking about the person lifting the tummy, the person becomes tummy. The person was tahar, he becomes tummy. Now we're talking about a person that's tummy can make another object tummy. Now how do we work with Avodah Zarah? You hear the problem? If Avodah Zarah moves something, today we might understand it. If you have a robot made of Avodah Zarah, he moves something. But how does a getchka, what's a getchka called? A pestle, an idol, a statue. How does a statue, Lincoln, move something and make a hesed? That's the Gemara's question. The Gemara comes up with a very interesting idea. It says the Gemara, it doesn't matter which direction you go, whether the Avodah Zarah push something, or you push the Avodah Zarah, you become tummy. Avodah Zarah shesita acherim tahira. But the Avodah Zarah, sorry, we're talking about nachir. They touched you, they pushed you, or you lifted up a guy, you become tummy. Avodah Zarah shesita acherim tahira. If the Avodah Zarah pushes somebody, the tar. Why? This halacha of hesed is similar to Evim Misama. Just put that in your head. It's similar, and just like Avodah Zarah doesn't have Evim Misama, according to this manor, there is no hesed. It goes all together. A guy and Avodah Zarah, whether you lifted up the guy or the guy lifted up something that's tar, tmeim, everything becomes tamei. The only difference is a kli that holds Avodah Zarah, bein hein shesitu acherim, bein acherim shesitu oisan tahirim. Ask the Gemara the question. Avodah Zarah bishlam acherim shesitu oisan mishkachas lo. I understand if you could lift Avodah Zarah, that's great. You could lift up a statue. Elohi shesitu acherim acherim mishkachas lo. How does a statue lift up food? What's the answer? We're talking about a scale. If you put Avodah Zarah on one side of the scale and there's food on the other side of the scale, and the Avodah Zarah pushes down the scale, so even though it's an inanimate object, But its force, its weight, caused other thing. He's shaking his head, Daniel. He doesn't like it so much. He's asking because you put it on the scale. You're the one that right. That's what you're asking, kind of. Fine. You too.
If it falls on the floor and you push it aside, it's the same thing.
Even if somebody else moves it, but you just hold it down.
Yeah. Right. Even if you hold it, it's still considered. You have to know the halachas there. You have to. If it fell down, not so much. If fine. Azov. Well, okay. I don't want to get into it really because it's a difficult concept. We're making it simple, but the concept is a zav that's above. Anything that's above him becomes tummy even without touching the zav. It comes from that Allah. Fine. This is not azav kapuz naim va'achlim u'mashkin kaf shniya. You have food on one side of the scale and a zav on the other. Kara zav. If the zav was heavier than them, so they become tummy. Karuhei tahirim. And if they lifted the zav, then everything is tahar. Now, a person if a person lifts up a zav, he becomes tummy. If food lifts up a zav, the food does not become. There is no concept of food lifting up a zav. Now, why doesn't the zav, let's say, become a seat for this food? Because it wasn't made for that. Fine. Kimanaz lohadasanyo. Kol atumois hamesitois tahiros. You have the scale. So if a tumah, you put a sheretz on one side of the scale, and the sheretz moves the food, or a mace, whatever, moves the food, the tar. Just because he moved it, doesn't make the food tar. Tummy. Chutz me'aseta shel zav. Only a zav has the power to move something and make something tummy. There's nothing like it in the Torah. Perhaps this doesn't go according to Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva, ikanam avodah zara. Rabbi Kiva says avodah zara is like a zav, and if avodah zara was in the scale and pushes down the scale, pushes down the food. In other words, the avodah zara is heavier than the food. It makes the food go up. That food will become tummy. Says Gemara, no, it does. You can fit it in. Afilu tema Rabbi Kiva, tana zav v'chol damilei. It doesn't mean dafke zav and only zav and not avodah zara. Zav and all, everything that's in the parasha of zav, we learned avodah zara from zav. So Mela, the same applies to avodah zara. By Rav Chama bar Guria, we had this twice already. This is the third time. Avodah zara yeshna levarim eino levarim. What if a person has a Lego avodah zara and he puts it apart, takes it apart, puts it back together, and its arm is off right now? Is the arm mitama for avodah zara? Two ways to read this. If a kid could put it back together again, he plays Lego, the command the mechaber dummy, then it's as if it's connected. So therefore, it's tamei. You need a professional to put it back together. Perhaps it's considered broken because you need a professional. At the end of the day, you have all the components right in front of you. Yes.
Look who's here.
Yeshua came to deliver the wine. Givaldik. Beautiful.
I'm kind of annoyed because I would have preferred him dropping off the here for us.
Shkayach, what do you think I have it next to me? I have the whole. Oh, I don't have the box. It disappeared. It's gone. You might, I don't know, maybe Noam is getting the Yatir Forest. Who knows? I don't see any wine here. It was here a second ago. It's gone. He took the box. Okay, great. Thanks, Ari. Thanks for the heads up. At the end of the day, you have all the components. You have the hands sitting here. Somebody's going to put it together with a couple of screws so that the zar is metam. Some say that a different way. If a regular individual, not a professional, cannot put it back, everybody agrees it's broken. And it's not tummy that hand. When a regular person can put it back together, let's say a kid could put back the Lego, does that piece have a halacha of that it's part of the avodah zara and tummy? Then it's considered as if it's completely put together. At the end of the day, even though a kid could put it back together, but its arm is sitting on the side, and the arm is not part of the zara, it's tar. Teiku. As for Rabbi Chadvoi, avodah zara pchusa mekazayis ma'u. What if avodah zara is smaller than an olive's worth? Masculine Yosef, what's this question? Lemai. If you're talking about Isra no, could I benefit from it? Lo yel zvuv balekroin. It shouldn't be any better than a fly. The fly of Ekroin, the Sanya. Vaisilem bal bris lo yikim says zvuv balekroin. Melamed, this is a fly. That what happened? Melamed shekol echad ve'echad osad musi rosoi. This is Rabbi saying where you slow down the YouTube to 1.25 speed. Melamed shekol echad ve'echad osad musi rosoi. Everybody took their whatever they thought was there. They feared it. In other words, a fly. He has a very what is it called? Travel-worthy. What are you doing? I need these guys. I need the Zoom guys. He takes the fly, puts it in his pocket, and when he thinks about it, he takes out the fly, disgusting fly, kisses. By the way, I was just thinking this morning that if you think about it, if somebody wants to make an avodah zarah, a fly would be an amazing thing to make avodah zarah because, like the Rambam says, you can't even duplicate a fly's wing. Think about it. It has a whole digestive system. It has eyes. You can never catch it. It has reflexes. Unbelievable. So you think, oh, this thing is like maybe it has powers. It's superpower. It has 360 eyes. I don't know how many. Crazy stuff.
Like a tennisman, like sportsman, people silver dollar or something in their pocket. Is that the same thing?
No. I'm saying everybody makes their own mishugas. I'm just saying, if I was a guy and I was in Avodah Zarah, maybe I would use a fly. Kivin the Iskash says the Gemara. So it can't be that a pachis mekazayis is not Avodah Zarah. Of course, Avodah Zarah. Elolin Tuma. We're talking about Tuma. Mai. Kivin the Iskash l'sheretz. Maybe we should just go to the Mishnah, and then we'll start tomorrow, nice and fresh, or tonight, nice and fresh from the Mishnah. So what's the shaila? Given the itkash sheretz, since it's similar to a sheretz, masheretz b'chadasha, smaller than a kazayis. A lentil's worth is tamei, avodah zarah na b'chadasha. So avodah zarah should also be like a lentil, a mitam. Oidilma the itkash lemeis. We had a hekesh to a dead person. Avodah zarah is like a dead person. Man beis b'chazayis. You need kazayis. Avodah zarah b'chazayis. So what's the answer? Amar Rav Avio. V'tei Rav Barula Toshma. B'sanyo avodah zarah p'chusa mikazayis. Ein bo tuma kol ikar. In other words, I need avodah zarah to be at least the size of an olive, not the size of a lentil. Shenemar. It says by Yoshio when he went and he took out the asherah and he got rid of all the avodah zarah, he cut it up. Vayashlach es afara el kever. He took the avodah zarah and put it in a kever. So now you have avodah zarah and a dead person all in the same pasuk. That's called a hekesh. B'nayom ma meiz b'kezayis, avodah zarah b'kezayis. Now the Gemara just asks, it tells us a big yesod here about this avodah zarah, something that maybe we didn't pay attention to. Says the Gemara, we're going back. We had a hekesh, and then that's it. Don't worry about it. Now we're done with the whole avodah zarah and the tumah and the eved mesama and the masa. We made 3 occasions, and they were all lenient occasions. Ask the Gemara, why don't we go and be machmer? Why are we going easy over here? Let's go heavy. And the Gemara says, because it's all the Rabbanon. This is Tumah the Rabbanon. The whole Avodah Zarah Tumah is the Rabbanon. Why? Itkash l'sheretz. First you compared it to sheretz, l'mitame b'masa. Just like a sheretz, only by touching and not by lifting. L'nida, you compared it to nida, the ein alei varim. That if its limb fell off, there's no Tumah. Lenient. L'meis, you compared it to the dead person, the l'mitame b'chadasha. You need, in order to get the Tumah, you need to go bigger. You have to touch more. That's a leniency. Why don't you go heavy? Go compare it to sheretz. That even a small amount, the size of a lentil, is mitama. Linida compared to nida, that it's so strong the tuma, like a nida, goes right through a stone. And make a hekesh to a dead person. That everything in the room should become tama if there's avodah zarah there. Says the Gemara, the concept tumas avodah zarah derabbanani. I have 2 things in front of me. I can compare it and make it lenient. I can make it heavy. And have everybody a great yontif. And one more time, let's repeat the schedule so there's no confusion. Tonight at 2 a.m., which is tomorrow morning, we're doing tomorrow's daf pei daled. Matzah Shabbos 9:30, we're doing daf pei hey. And then after we're done with daf pei hey, whatever time that is, hopefully by 10:15, we'll try to rush it. We're going to do daf pei daled again, Everybody have a wonderful yontiv. Eat a lot of cheesecake. What?
Sunday night.
Oh, and Sunday night, fortunately, we're starting the night shir all over again. Starting at 9:15 with Meir at 10 o'clock, and we're going to be zooming all over the world. So whoever is in New Hampshire, and we have Michael Cohen here, and we have the Clifton guy, Avi Gurwitz, and we have, that's just on my first number, Avi Rosen. Aaron Shields is here. All these guys from America, Aryeh Weil and Yoel this, and who else do we have here? All these guys could go on Zoom. It's the middle of the day, I know. It's about, 12, 1 o'clock, depending on where you live. Rebbe Avram Weisfish, your son, Shmuley could be on. Who else do we have here? Amazing, amazing. All right, Chaim Kornbluth is on. I don't know, he's not doing exercise today. I don't know what's going on. That's a Pella de Gezach. He's indoors. Maybe he lost all the weight he needed, or he's getting ready for Shavuos. You're going to pound it, I know. All right, Reb Chaim, I know you're only like 100 feet away from me now, but it seems like you're miles and miles away. Tomer Levy, when are you coming to the base measures? What's going on there? And Rabbi Bodenheim, you got to come back from Gimel. Reb Yid. Reb Simcha, you hear the new Zoom. There's going to be a new Zoom.